All right, here we go. Welcome back, Touching Tips, episode 18. Almost 2 decades now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
How far we've come.
Who would have thought? And also, who would have ever thought that Linkin Park would get a new singer and it would be some stupid girl? And now they're just like double emo, no doubt.
I mean, wasn't there fucking original singer a girl?
Yo, I've brought this up before, how they created a great trickery in my life.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of a fragile soul in myself and took me for a ride for a while. But I just can't. It's like they were the gateway to like all this emo crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sing about your feelings and how fucking life is so hard and blah, blah, blah. Like, but I feel like before that, rock and roll was like partying, having a good time.
Yeah.
You weren't being all fucking sad.
Right.
You know?
It was all about fucking blowing a bunch of coke. Not about how your fucking dad let you down.
Yeah. And now we're just going further down the rabbit hole.
Actually, it was probably all about how your coke-fueled dad let you down.
Yeah, but you didn't know it.
I'm just saying it was a generational thing.
You weren't aware of it.
The fucking 80s and like Poison and fucking Rat and all them like made way for fucking Linkin Park. All those dudes were like the fucking, Linkin Park was all the groupies' sons who like got abandoned on the road. You know?
I don't know. I just wanted to see like what Journey did, and it's just like somebody who's like a 20-year-old Vietnamese man who
little
just
like lady boy.
he just like is the Kobe Bryant to the Michael, just copied everything. You know
I respect that though.
Yeah,
yeah, he's like a Filipino dude who sounds just like him.
That's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see this. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
And also, it ties around to another great conspiracy theory, and that is that Chester was an industry plant in the first place. Like Linkin Park was a functioning band called like the Hybrid Theory or something like that, and then all of a sudden they just brought this guy Chester in as like a second vocalist.
Isn't that how it works all the time anyway?
I don't know, but I just think they're just like this.
Is this like
they're this industry created? They're like a Backstreet Boys of emo and rock and roll.
Yeah,
We're just peeling back the idols of our past into.
I mean, that's always been. Here's the thing: when it comes to music, everybody looks at it like like they have their darlings that are like incorruptible. The Rolling Stones were a boy band, and anybody who like tries to like fucking front with the Rolling Stones, or like or tries to like say that they were better than the Beatles, let me tell you. The Rolling Stones are just greedy cocksuckers. That's it's true. It's that was the genesis of their entire band. First of all, every single like cool thing they did was 3 months after the Beatles did it. And to boot, they had I'm gonna be an idiot and not be able to remember this fucking guy's name. He was is it John Paul Jones? Paul Jones? I don't fucking remember. He was one of the original members of Rolling Stones though. He got into like some sort of like legal kerfuffle or something in the United Kingdom where he wasn't allowed to travel, like outside of like the country or something.
Suspicious.
Whatever. Neither here nor there. But the bottom line is though, the Rolling Stones, like Mick Jagger and Keith fucking Jesus Christ, dude, I'm fucking dying right here. Keith Richards, dude, I'm having like senior moments here. They wanted to go on tour because they wanted to like feed the beast. They were like, we need to get on tour right now because we have bills to pay and we want to make all the money we can. So they embark on this fucking U.S. tour and basically kick this dude out of the band. And then that dude they find him like dead in a swimming pool. It's like it was suspicious circumstances. Maybe he you're gonna take it to a murder situation, but maybe he was like he was on drugs and shit. Obviously, he was in the Rolling Stones, but like I think he probably killed himself because of the disappointment of being thrown out of the Rolling Stones. So you basically killed your best friend by being a greedy fuck. And then on top of that, have you ever heard like the ultimate story for the Rolling Stones, where like they play this park in like Southern California or Central California called like the Altamont. It's like a race speedway or whatever. And they put on this concert that's like, fucking like it's a disaster from the get-go. It's like the Hells Angels and shit are like fucking is it recording? Yeah.
I told you to keep going.
No, I just wanted to make sure. All right, yeah. So they put on this fucking concert, dude, where like everything is like on a shoestring budget. The Rolling Stones are trying to milk it for all it's worth. Like, the accommodations are completely fucking unsafe for people to be in. They oversell the tickets, so there's way too many people coming to the show. And to boot, they hire the Hells Angels as their fucking security force team. So what ends up happening is, like, there's like a fucking fight in the crowd where like 3 people die and shit. It's like a fucking disaster. And the Rolling Stones just basically walk away from it being like, well, we didn't know what was going on. It was like, you greedy motherfuckers. Like, they're just the biggest pieces of shit. And it's no surprise that they fucking are now hanging on for dear life for every last dollar they can squeeze out of your stupid fucking asses who go to these concerts and watch these geriatric old fucks dance around the stage. I don't know where we started with this, but I really I like the Rolling Stones music because I can't help it. It's good music.
Yeah.
I do not like the Rolling Stones as an actual entity. Like, everything that I know about them on paper seems like they're all probably pieces of shit. So that's where I land on that one. So so that's the Linkin Park thing where it's like peeling back the layers. All your bands are like that. You know, the Led Zeppelin fucking, you know, probably 100% has, like, you know, cases of sexual assault on their record, and, you know, underage shit's been going on and all of that. Steven Tyler, Aerosmith had like a 14-year-old fucking like half-wife kind of.
They all did, bro.
Yeah, like, dude.
Everybody in all those bands. You
Yeah.
can't find one of those bands. Like, I never knew how much of a rock and roll historian my man Brennan was.
Well, this when it comes to the Stones, I don't.
You're very passionate. I've heard you speak about this on other records, because I've always been on the other side of the thing. Like, I don't know shit about either one of these bands.
Yeah.
I got into both. I got into these genres later. Like, I grew up on the 80s,
Yeah.
and then I maybe a little bit of 70s, and then, like, you know, the 90s and the 2000s took over as, like, instead of like what my parents introduced me to, like, I started finding my own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all the stuff that I would have deep trivial knowledge about is more of like the new metal scene. You know what I mean? Like, I know all the guys' names in the bands of like Korn and Limp Bizkit and Marilyn Manson and stuff like that, but I don't know the names of the guys
old guys?
in any of these fucking bands. I know a few of the Rolling Stones, like. So I don't know anything about that. But if you ask me to pit the music against each other, I can't find one Beatles song that I want to listen to, dude.
Oh, you just
Like,
haven't listened to a Beatles.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. The Beatles fucking suck, and I'm gonna stand on that. And plus, like, my old man is like a Rolling Stones fan. Like, it was a
Yeah.
bucket list item for me to take him to a
him there?
Stones concert. So I feel like we have to fight right now.
I cannot deny. I cannot
have
deny
to,
that-
like, stand on my father's shit over here, and
He could
you
be
know?
a fan of their music, and I can't deny they have
I've
great
never heard
albums.
I've never heard my pops talk about any of like their personal
They have,
shit.
yeah,
like,
they're pieces of shit. Brian Jones was the guy's name. He was the saxophonist for the original Rolling Stones lineup, and he ended up dying in a swimming pool. But I mean, he probably killed himself because his friends just abandoned him because they were pieces of shit. But I mean, I can't deny that the Rolling Stones don't have a fucking great like discography. They do. But even then, here's the thing. Like, I feel like when it comes to like the greatest acts of all time, you know why the Beatles are so revered? It's because it was such a short window. Like, it was like 60. I mean, if you want to put in like their fucking bubblegum pop kind of like days, which to be honest
they're like
is
the
still
big-
fucking good.
then the Notorious B.I.G.
Well, just
The run was so short.
It's 63 to like 69. That was it. That was the
Yeah.
Beatles. 6 years, and they made probably some of the most influential albums in rock music history.
Do they have a lot of like posthumous releases?
No, none. Well, that's just it. It was like that was it. They went. Well, I mean, so they broke off. So, which is even more impressive about the Beatles. They broke into like, you know, obviously separate fucking side projects, and you could take John Lennon's discography as just a solo act and be like, dude, this is like some of the, like, you could put him in the pantheon of rock artists just on the shit that he didn't do with the Beatles. Same with McCartney, same with George Harrison, you know? Like, they're fucking unbelievable. I always say this to people. You can not like the Beatles. That's fine. But you can also not like butter. It's still in everything. Like, it's just, it is what it is. If it wasn't for the Beatles, every fucking band that you listed would not exist. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they're the original mother sauce of all of the rock movement. I mean,
That's a nice way to put it.
yeah, but you are wrong. Like, just listen to more Beatles. So listen to the,
I
like,
don't know, bro. I just feel like they just don't jam, dude. It's just like a section of music that I'm like not into. You know what I mean? Like,
they don't jam. Listen to Back in the
they don't,
USSR.
like, do anything to like awaken like my whatever's inside of me.
Yeah?
You know?
All
Yeah.
right.
I'll check it out. I'll look up some like some B-sides or whatever you call it.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, I feel like there's a song for every mood you're in. Like, if you're in the mood to just, like, be contemplative and, like, you know, across the universe, you got Dear Prudence, you got, like, there's so many good songs. If you want to, like, fucking, you know, Back in the USSR, Revolution Number 9, fucking, like, they span, like, all sorts of shit. If you want to listen to more of, like, the early shit where it's kind of, like, a little bubblegummy, but it's so fucking good, like, you know, She Loves You is a great fucking song for what it was in the 60s, you know?
Yeah.
And then if you want to get fucking weird, you go into like you know, I Want You, She's So Heavy, you know.
I just feel like you have a wider appreciation for music than I do.
Well, I feel like I've always just
I got
been
a very tight window.
I've always just been ankle deep and a mile wide. Like I listen to a lot of different shit. I just don't listen to like everything from a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? Like I could speak to a bunch of different bands, but like do I know you know what the difference is? People who like Fish only like Fish. It's the only fucking band they think exists, and they follow that band and go on tour with them every summer, the entire summer, and that's all they ever want to know. If I want to talk to somebody about a Fish album, I'm not going to be able to go back and forth. I can name a couple songs of theirs. That's basically what I can do with every band that's existed from like 1962 to 2005 or so, you know?
You know what I just thought of? Like the hardest part about talking to a Fish fan is probably fucking
Not blowing my brains out.
like holding your breath so you don't have to fucking smell them because they probably stink.
That too.
They
Yeah.
probably smell like a fucking like a tent that hasn't been cleaned out in 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't think there are very many musical geniuses, quote unquote. And also, I think most bands have a very small window.
Dude.
Like even the Stones. What was the year of their last song that you gave a fuck about?
See, I don't know.
40 years.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
I don't know, dude, because I pretty much like I just started listening to the Stones and it was just like all of their shit at once.
Yeah, it was
like,
it was
I don't have
68 to 75.
But what I'm saying
you know?
is like I don't have an appreciation. Like were we were talking about like how you would watch like the WrestleMania tapes, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of remember them in this chronological format.
Right.
Like you remember that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But to me, like I started listening to this stuff later where it's like I'm not like listening to these albums. It's like they're coming across Spotify
Right.
or Pandora or whatever. And I'm not like as much of a nerd into music as I used to be.
Okay, I thought you were going to say me. I was about to be like, well, jeez,
Nah.
put me on blast.
Nah, like I used to. There was a time in my life where I cared more about music than I did sports. Like around the time of like I live in Florida, and I kind of am falling out of watching sports all the time because none of my teams are on TV.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm just end up occupying myself with other shit.
Right. There's only so many Dolphin
And-
games you can watch.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the time before.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
where
this
you
is
could just
post-Marino.
watch whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like it's the birth of the Patriots dynasty.
Yeah.
But during that time, I'm like all the posters on my wall are like Korn, Limp Bizkit,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Like I'm fucking rocking out after school.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going with that, but the musical genius thing led me to this other thing that I wanted to bring up, where I saw this dude. It's just like some jazzy looking black dude. I don't know what his name is because I'm a
Okay.
piece of shit. But he's playing Beethoven on the guitar.
Oh, is it Chuck Berry maybe?
No, I know
No.
who Chuck Berry is. This is like a newer guy. Like he seems like he
Oh,
could just be like a
okay.
guitarist and like I don't know. He seems like he's like a solo artist, and I just don't know who he is. But
Yeah.
he's playing like it's pretty cool sounding.
Yeah.
Like I'll give it that. Like
All right.
I don't know. Is Kanye a musical genius? That's who I think of when you say musical genius.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
Just from the South Park episode.
Well, I mean, you can disagree with his viewpoints on just about anything, but however, I do kind of like feel, I don't know.
There's
The
like,
Kardashians turn everyone crazy, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden everyone gets against them, and it's like, well, you know,
bro, nobody's
it their
gone
fault, maybe?
crazier than Lamar Odom, bro.
yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, well, that's just it. Is that even a true statement? He might not even be the craziest one to have come in contact with that fucking family, you know?
If you start dating on the transgender spectrum, you are the craziest.
One of them became a transgender and then hit somebody with their fucking car.
Murdered someone.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't know who got it worse.
That's also, bro, South Park kills the Kardashians, dude.
Yeah.
Even going all the way back to like the Paris Hilton,
Yeah.
like they got her pretty good too. She's like spitting cum out of her mouth the entire episode.
You know, did I ever? I know well, I don't know her, but I've met Paris Hilton. You know that, right?
I know you're
Yeah.
close. I didn't know about the Hilton store. You're like, I'm the guy that they never show his face
No.
in that green video.
No. She went. I went to school with her for like 1 month. She got kicked out.
Yeah?
But yeah, she was like a really nice girl. She was dumb as fuck. Yeah.
She's cool now.
Yeah. She seems to have settled down. So she's got kids and shit. So
Nah, like I saw something. She's been like making the rounds again, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's like not
a fucking idiot anymore.
Yeah, like she basically was like, that's just all like this fucking character that I was doing.
I don't know. She's pretty fucking dumb.
No,
but
I mean,
but
they,
she was
like,
also 17. I'm sure over the
embrace her
past
being
20
like an
years,
airhead,
she's probably moved on from that persona. But yeah, I mean, what was that? Actually, that was one of the fucking original like fucking reality shows. What was that? The Simple Life with her and Nicole Richie.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't get enough credit for kind of like shaping the cultural, cultural shit of the day. You
I
know?
think the original shit is the fucking Osbournes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. I fucking hated those kids though.
Yeah,
I liked Ozzy, but holy shit, did I hate? Anytime I see even that the fucking pissant, what's his fucking name? The
Jack.
Ugh, he's the fucking worst. Anytime you see like any clip of him, it's always him being like smarmy about some bullshit. It's like
Yeah, and then you find out like the whole time he's like got a perk addiction,
good.
He's just being a little-
it's the only
he's being a
fucking
little
interesting
snot,
thing about that kid.
not knowing what withdrawals like.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
fucking hate that kid.
That's gross. Every time we bring up drugs and stuff, and I think about perks, it's like I think about the lows in my life, man.
Yeah, well.
Holy Christ.
Well-
I remember. Did I ever tell the story about this guy with the gross feet that I used to buy the drugs from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you'd have to suck on his toes and shit.
No, hell no.
I'm just kidding.
Ugh.
I mean, if you had to, would you have?
I don't think so.
How far did you get into it? Were you like ever like, did you ever like contemplate doing anything gross for drugs?
Nah, I never got put in the position for that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Like Requiem for a Dream style?
I never got to the point to where like I was bordering on the brink of heroin use.
Yeah.
I was getting real close.
Okay. Yeah.
Real close before
Toeing
like,
the line a bit.
before my family stepped in. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably coming. Like I was running out of funds. I was alienating, everybody.
Yeah.
Like being, number one suspect on everybody's list. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you for being able to pull it out of that. Not many
close.
people can.
I think my other friend that was pretty deep into it with me, I think he dabbled into heroin for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he like got out of it, went to school, is like, he does some shit at a hospital. He's not a doctor, but he does something to help save people's lives and shit, So
Yeah. Good for him.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's like the wildest turnaround story that I know from the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to be like famous for that, But
I can understand that.
I think they say it's like you got like a 1 in a million shot or something like that to like come out of like the heavy prescription drug use, you know what I mean, and not be like a functioning addict for the rest of your life or die from heroin. So I don't know. That's crazy. Like the two of us, I know it's like 2 and 2 million, I guess, is the thing. So
Yeah.
that's weird
Yeah.
to see. And his stats have to be even crazier because, like I said, I think he got even worse into the game than I did. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Shout out to him, man. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Props. She is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know who else I was thinking of? Who else I wanted to give props to? Who everybody hates on is the fucking Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah.
She fucking does all these appearances and stuff, and she is like being like an animal rights activist.
Okay.
That's what she's like spending all her money on.
Yeah. Good for her.
She's like not being a whore and Hawk Tuaing on OnlyFans.
I mean, I would have done that, but that's all
Yeah,
right.
well, wouldn't you have bet that? You know what I mean? You can't think that like every porno site didn't offer her like $1 billion to fucking
Just
be spitting on
slap on
dicks.
one knob.
Yeah, and she's like, nah, I'm just gonna have fun with this. Like, I think she was on like with like Jake Paul. He has some bet on the NFL with her.
Yeah.
About getting a tattoo.
Okay.
So he's probably just being thirsty.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say he's probably just latching on to some other person who has a rising star.
Is he the one that's supposed to fight Mike Tyson?
Yeah, but what is the deal with that? Did that get called off or something?
I hope so, bro.
I thought that like was supposed to already have happened.
Like I love Mike Tyson would probably be one of the top 3 people that I would be excited to meet the most.
Yeah. So the fucking dude actually who did security for Hulk Hogan, like also had done security for
bet.
Tyson. And I was literally like, when he said that, I was like, dude, you have like literally met everybody I've ever wanted to meet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah. But he said fucking Tyson was hilarious and fun as hell. But yeah.
Mike Tyson be going down the fucking psychedelic rabbit hole now, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, I seen him on one podcast, bro. He eats like an eighth of shrooms like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a moonshot dose. Like,
Yeah.
you're feeling that
Oh yeah. You're tripping balls after
big
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if they're not strong ones, like, you're feeling that.
Yeah.
You know, you listen to him talk. It's like all about like what do they call that? Like the ego death or whatever. Like,
Oh, like the death of self kind of thing.
yeah, like he's
you
just
like
out,
blend into the
he's
consciousness of
kinda-
the world
yeah,
kind of
like,
shit.
I feel like he's very close to like going to see Fish shows
Yeah. Well,
a lot. And also,
let's hope it doesn't come to that.
you know what else fucking drives me crazy about Mike Tyson? Like, as much as I want to idolize him, every time I see him, he's wearing those fucking child molester Air Monarchs, like the white dad shoe Nikes. Like, what are you doing, Mike? Like,
I mean, he might
you're
just
the
be.
coolest guy in the world, and you're wearing the fucking dumbest shoes
I mean,
ever fucking made.
yeah, he might be just that strapped for cash. I mean, the dude has never been a fucking financial wizard.
Yeah. You know another crazy thing about him that he talks about? He's like, if he's got that crazy voice, I don't even want to imitate it.
Yeah.
He's like when I am going to imitate. He's like, when I get fuck, what does he say? Basically, he says he gets hard when he fights, but it's not gay.
Yeah,
Like,
it sounds it.
It's
but-
out of like excitement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I saw this happen to my dog earlier today. I was weeding at my garden, and I came and I sat in this lawn chair to just take it easy for a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, come here!" I pulled my dog up on me, and then I like sat him up, and he had his fucking dick out, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck, dude?" You know what I mean? And it really, like, what it was is I got all these trees chopped down, so I got this big wood pile. So it's definitely like chipmunks or something,
yeah,
you know, in this subterranean complex that I'm sure that they burrowed out.
Yeah.
So now all the dogs are just, they can't stop pacing. You
Pacing
know what
back
I
and
mean?
forth,
So
yeah.
I like called him off from doing that, and he's like, "Fuck, Dad,
Yeah.
don't call me
So
over here with my fucking dick out like this."
I was gonna say his dick was all hard
Yeah.
with murder,
And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen because I'm a good boy, but
Yeah.
this is gonna be weird.
"You
yeah.
did this to us."
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Now I got it on my mind. Just dog dick red, you know?
yeah,
Wonderful.
murder, dog dick red murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that
Murder dick.
I saw that one time on like, hey, somebody put like if crayon colors were honest, and one of them was like dog dick red, and I was like, I fucking remember this for the rest of
Yeah.
my life. And that makes me sad because some guy said some funny shit at the airport the other day, and
Yeah.
I was like, my fucking man, I remember this forever. And I don't remember it.
You don't remember it?
Nah.
Yeah.
Because I just remembered it now. And I was like, oh, what did that old man say that was fucking cool? Like the coolest old man at the spot. He came in with like the three younger ladies, and they all ordered like shots of tequila.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually, yeah, he comes in with like the strippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said this one of the smoothest things ever. They all got shots of, you know, I want chilled, this and that, orange rim jobs and stuff. And they go, "What are you doing? You're not doing nothing." He goes, "Ladies, I'm riding bareback tonight." And he just fucking knocks the shot back. And I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, old
Yikes.
man.
Just
You are full of fucking STDs and
riddled with them.
just you're everything my younger self would have wanted to be, reading smuggled Playboy magazines.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a period of time in my life I ever wanted to be like one of those dudes. These guys are weird, sad. Honestly, I can't look at them without just feeling depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. The old, like, you know who I do like though is like I feel like this guy's been going viral. He's like an older dude, and he's all cowboyed out, and he's got like the Burt Reynolds like handlebars.
Yeah.
And he's in some, I don't know if this is like what they do in the South or in the what do you call where Texas is or whatever. Southwest,
The South?
I guess.
Yeah, Southwest. Yeah.
But they go, it seems like the dance floor is like a repurposed roller rink.
Okay. Yeah,
And
like a fucking square dance kind of thing.
I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
but the whole crowd is just like rotating like a galaxy in the universe. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like dancing in place with your friends. It's like you're meant to be like slowly rotating around this ring, and
Yeah.
then like the rest of the bar operates like outside of that ring.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like an oval in the middle of the room
Yeah.
and like a bar on each side. And the space between the bar and the oval is like where all the wallflowers and martini drinkers, I guess, hang out,
Yeah.
you know? Well, you catch a breath and you're just meant to be on like this rotating thing. But this guy's just fucking strutting around. Like he's got to be like 70 still. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But he's just out there still trying to slay
Yeah.
in his best. But I've seen a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
holding on.
Did you live here when Mardi Gras was a thing? You
Live
ever
here?
go there? Yeah.
No. Is it a
Mardi
place
Gras
called Mardi?
Multiplex.
No.
No, it was in like Warwick. It was like the second generation of a place called, I forget what it was called, but my uncle who used to play rock and roll, he would
Yeah.
play there. And then the guy, I guess, he made enough money to like open up like, a better iteration of this.
Yep.
So you would go to this place. I went to this place when I first moved back. So we're talking like 2007.
Okay.
And you'd go in, there was like 4 or 5 rooms. And the one room is similar to one that I'm talking about, big dance floor. And like on each side of it, it'd be like, where you could hang out. And then you'd go into like this other room and it was like rock and roll. And you go upstairs and it was like R&B. And you go outside and there was like a patio. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
all these different scenes all at once. Definitely big like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of thing.
Yeah.
They'd have live bands playing and stuff. Like I'd see AC/DC cover bands, Metallica cover bands there. But then you could also go like 30 feet away and it's like fucking Sean Paul
Okay.
in the other room. Like it was pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it'd be like, you'd see everybody there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the fuck I brought that up or what the fuck we were talking about, but damn.
Lost the thread on that one.
Oh, it was like the fucking. I just wondered if you had went there because they were like fucking wild times. Like the first room that I went in where people would be like dancing like that. They had
Yeah.
like this big fucking swing, so you get on the swing and like go over like the dance floor
Yeah.
and shit. It was wild for what it was. It was
Yeah.
probably one of the cooler things that I've seen happen like in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I was never like a club guy at all. Like,
But it didn't
surprise,
feel
surprise.
it didn't feel like you were going to a club. Because I guess if to me, I went there for the rock and roll.
Yeah.
So it just felt like I was going, and this other stuff was like ancillary, like fucking theme park that was going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? You'd almost be like, let's take a stroll and see what these fucking animals are up to.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, at that point, what was that? 07, you said? So.
from like 7 to like 11, I feel like the place was like from like at least like my mom and my uncle would go there
Yeah.
because they had like that residual hangover from the place before.
Yeah.
And like the bartenders are all still the same. Like there's these 2 older bartenders that work like the rock side.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. I guess my mom, my uncle's like hook up. They'd go there.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It was one of the first places that they had the fucking like that big gun, like the cocktail gun that everything was on. Like this was going. Like I said, this is going back like 07,
Yeah.
08. Like and they're pouring like fucking drinks off
Yeah.
this big.
Tito's and soda. Or, well, that time was probably
Yeah,
Absolute
that's
and
crazy.
sodas.
This is like a time before Tito's.
Yeah. Yeah. Tito's totally like supplanted Absolute. Like, does Absolute even fucking sell anything? Like, when was the last bar you worked at that had Absolute? That used to be the well at like every bar I
Probably.
worked at.
I mean, when I was shout out Bodega when I was handling business over there. Like,
Yeah.
I kept Absolute on deck, but it was also like a kind of a favor to the rep as well.
Yeah.
But really, like if you're, what sold me on Absolute? Also, when I did the Pine Street Social Open,
Yeah.
I did like a blind taste test. I was doing the Golden Goose. And I really didn't want to use anything but Grey Goose pear because I just named the fucking Golden Goose. You know
Right.
what I mean? And so I did blind taste tests to like fucking 4 different control groups. You know what I mean? And they all said that the drink was better with Absolute pear. And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, it's fucking like, it's only like, I want to say it's like $20 a bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're ordering for a bar versus Grey Goose, which is
40 or 50?
35, I think is the best you're going to get it for. Maybe with like
30
case deal or something.
Oh, with a
So-
case? Okay, yeah.
So yeah, like so that sold me on it, and then I would say, all right, they would give you like you could get the case price on a 2 SKU mix.
Yep.
So if you got 2 6s on something, they'd give you the case. So it'd be like, all right, I'll take this on for my vanilla vodka, for my espresso martinis, and I'll take it on for the Golden Goose. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes they would give you like as enticer, if you will. Like you'd buy that case, and then mysteriously you'd get blessed with like a Citron, a Mandarin, and like a regular one.
Hopefully
you
a
know,
fucking varietal that you actually can fucking use.
Not really too much, but I would just, you know.
I'm just saying, Citron you can fucking use. It's when they like are like, here, I have a fucking bottle of Absolute Texas. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, there was a Boston one. Remember
Yeah.
that? They had a few of them that were like city related. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Here's a bottle of Absolute Papar that you'll use in 3 Bloody Marys and just throw away the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the key is, I think any bar, like if you're operating a bar and you don't have a mysterious sangria on your menu,
Yeah.
like you're never gonna be
doing it
able
wrong.
to fully take advantage of like
All
like-
the case deals.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
where you can just be like, I'm gonna throw red wine and like whatever I feel like in here.
I feel
Yeah.
like I did a lot of shit to like to elevate my game, to elevate that place's game and stuff like that throughout the course of time. But I think one of my proudest achievements
Yeah.
is like decimating all of that shit stock that has been sitting there for years.
So
You know what I mean?
they
Like,
somehow got a whole other stock of all of that shit, and then I got rid of it just now.
yeah,
It's like my
that's wild.
my sangria is finally just like
A standard.
yeah,
like,
it's like I can make anything I want.
You're
out of this.
ordering for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
because at the time it was like I got rid of all of ours,
Yeah.
and then they had something else shut down.
Yeah.
So I got all of that,
Yeah.
and then they liquidated 2 things from one of the other brands. They all came over,
Yeah.
and it was just like, dude. And I
you're
remember,
killing me.
I remember like going downstairs and like organizing the room and being like, "Yo, this is it." Like when I come down here, like after the weekend,
It's over.
like that's it.
Yeah,
And that's crazy. I don't know how is it back on you?
because
That's fucking wild.
because the guy who we mutually know cannot say no to a rep. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, if you buy a fucking case of this bullshit fucking agave loco, I'll give you like 3 free bottles of 1800 tequila coconut. It's like, oh yeah, we'll do that. It's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this,
Yeah.
man? Like the only thing I have left down there is Chinar. I have like 9 bottles of Chinar I got to get rid of. Who the fuck ever orders a case of Chinar? Who?
I don't know. That's
Like,
wild.
Yeah. Nobody in their fucking right mind.
I mean, I had it in it. I can't imagine that it's still sitting there from my cocktail list.
It is.
Is it?
Oh yeah. That
Oh.
This is from you fucking dick.
Yeah, it was in.
Oh.
It was like a half ounce of it in one of like my tiki drinks to bring a little
Yeah.
balance to the sweetness.
And
know?
they decided to order a case of it. And now
I guess,
I'm
yeah.
stuck with it. Well,
Well, I
I've
mean,
been putting it into a strawberry basil sangria. Just to go back to what you're
Yeah.
going to. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing with it.
Getting rid of it 1/2 ounce at a time. I'm down. I think I'm down to like 7 bottles or something, but
Yo,
I started off with like 9.5.
This is like the story of me recapping old stories that I've told. But shout out to my boy Mark Champ. One time we had a strawberry basil something or other on the menu.
Yeah.
And there was no basil. And I see the dude making it. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck are you making this drink? Where'd you get the basil from? And he's like, yo, I just left the top of the strawberry on. They don't know the fucking difference. He's like, I just mashed it all in there. I was like, my fucking man,
Yeah.
I fuck with this dude.
Actually, yeah, we ran out of basil, and the other bartender we work with, Diane, was like, we're out of basil, and I'm like, nobody gives a shit. Just make it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, throw a couple mint leaves in there. They won't fucking know the difference. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, they did not.
I like using basil in drinks, but it's not for me. I don't like that it like borders in like that black licorice category of life. I don't like that
Oh,
little
that's- yeah.
anisette taste that it brings to things.
You know what? I never really drew those 2 lines together, but you're right. It does kind of have like an anise sort of flavor to it.
Yeah.
I just don't like how quickly it fucking turns. Like, you got a fucking bunch of basil, and it's like, you have like 36 hours to use it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to fucking turn black and shitty.
Dude, my dream would be to have just like a little like herb growing like in well,
Yeah.
like right at the place. You know what I mean?
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Like just as like the little border between you and everybody. It's
Yeah.
just like a little thing of herbs.
Actually, that's fucking really cool.
There's like some halo lights on top of it, so
Yeah.
they just grow fine.
And like each individual pod, so when you get one out, you can fucking pull it out
Yeah.
and then bring one back from like
that's an even better idea.
Yeah.
You could just keep like a mother, like one of those like fucking
trays.
cylinders.
Yeah.
Not even a tray. Like they have these like vertical towers
Oh
that
yeah.
have all these different spots, and it sits on like a rotating thing and shit. You know what I mean? So you could just have those pods, and as you decimate it, it's just
Yeah, you pull it out and put in
Throw 'em
one
back
from the
in
back.
there. Yeah. We should cut this out and copyright this.
Yeah,
instead of
that's a fucking good idea.
Giving it away for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, edit. We're back here for episode 18 with maybe our first episode ever to put on Patreon, and you can steal our secret idea for
Yeah.
herbs. But
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had many cool ideas for bars in a while. I just don't have the stomach for it anymore.
this lady, that's funny. That was something I wanted to bring up. I was like, oh, what was I thinking about? But I had a lady at the airport, and she's like, I bet you got a drink for me. I bet you got something special for me. And I just want to reiterate, I think that these people are coming into places like where like this mixology has taken over, this entitlement of like you thinking that you deserve the drink that a bartender makes for their friend just off the rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to like become their friend first through extravagant tips and
Yeah.
at least being like a decent guest. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I mean,
so,
there's no quicker way to annoy me than to just be like, just make me something. It's like, oh my God.
yeah, like I get that. I get that.
Isn't that the
like,
same thing?
No.
No?
No, this is like you sit down. I've never met you before in my life. I don't know if you're a good tipper or not. I don't know if you're a fucking good person. I don't know if I want to bless you with my knowledge, my energy. I don't want to know if I want to have this experience with you at all, where you should have read a menu and decided what you wanted to order in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I've never fucking met you before. But somehow you sit down and you have the entitlement to be like, what's your best drink?
Well, are we? I feel like we're saying the same thing. I'm just saying it
Nah,
like,
because it's coming from like a different place.
yeah,
It's
okay.
coming from
From a
the
darker
just
place?
make me something is like a fucking like you're an ignorant fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Like the what's your best drink is coming from like a manipulative, entitled.
Yeah.
I just don't like that shit at all.
Yeah.
Like I will make you my best drink when you are ready for my best drink. You know what I mean? Like
Gotcha.
let's go through like why don't you order a fucking margarita or you order a Cosmo and then you observe the craft that I put into this cocktail. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then be like, all right, dude, like I see what you're up to. You know what I mean? Like just don't come fucking sit down and expect that I'm gonna like pull out my little magic book and bless you with some mind-blowing experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I am capable of doing that.
I could blow your fucking
Like,
mind, lady.
Yeah. But like I'll do it after I've built up a rapport with you.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing of like you sitting down and being like I'll fucking blow your fucking brains out. And I think that is what my favorite part about working at the airport is.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like, bro, this is the fucking airport. Like, look what I'm fucking working with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't have, you're lucky we have fucking simple syrup.
Exactly.
We can't even keep every varietal of wine that we have in stock.
Yeah.
And you want some fucking craft cocktail? Like, I ate here yesterday and I've been shitting my brains out for fucking 4 days. I went back in time and had diarrhea. And you think that, like, we're going to, you think this is what you think? You think you're going to get some fucking smoke infused fucking.
This ain't fucking Nobu in New York City, pal.
Yeah, like I just, and it's like, bro, look, you're in the fucking Providence airport.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Jesus
you're one
Christ,
step.
bro.
You're one step away from like killing yourself.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
the other restaurant isn't even open on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. All of the juices come out of boxes that don't even need to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Like, open your eyes. Observe what's going on first before you make me have to inform you. Like, I just said, like, I was like, we just don't do that here.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad like 5 minutes later, and I was like, all right, look it. I can probably whip something up.
Yeah.
And then I did. And I don't remember if they took care of me or not. I don't think they did. I think they just left me like 10 on 55. And I was like, see? See? Not even fucking close.
And then they probably didn't even like it anyway. Probably like, this isn't sweet enough. Ugh.
Well, I made her my drink that I'll fucking kill people to the death about. You know what I mean? Just like a ripped off version of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it can be polarizing if you're not into like the grapefruit juice, but I don't know. I didn't pay attention. It did get busy. Like that place, like I would love to be able to get involved somehow there.
Oh, me?
Selling alcohol. No, I would love to get you in, but like
Yeah.
if there was an opportunity where they would let like an independent come in and operate there, like I would crawl through miles of broken glass to make that happen. Like
Well-
I've just never seen, you know what I mean? Like consistent volume. Like even bad days, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, that's just it, though. It's like that's why there's fucking government contracts and shit, and why It's probably some fucking dude named like Jimmy, who's the fucking nephew of the comptroller or whatever. He's the one that owns all of that shit, you know?
I wish. It's
So-
like some. It's like
Is it like a corporation now?
yeah. It's a
Oh.
place out of Miami.
Okay.
They're called. Well, I guess fucking won't put them up there like that, but they just. It's a. But it's crazy. Like they had even the Dunkin' Donuts are operated by them.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah,
So it's like part of their franchise then?
I guess yeah. Like
Yeah.
they just have a bid to like operate
Yeah.
the food in the airport.
Hmm.
But there are independents. Like there's a guy Soggy Frank's. I see his food truck at Restaurant Depot all the time when I'm buying this stuff to make my dog food. But they're operating there. They're the only place that has Coke in the airport.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because like everything else, like you're saying,
Is Pepsi?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Like nothing reveals to me like your possible love for having a purebred dog more than you being like, I'll just have a fucking water.
Yeah.
Like I can't even believe like if you have a hankering for a soda,
Yeah.
like the fact that you would be like, I'll just have a fucking tap water
Yeah.
from the airport.
I'd rather you just spit in my mouth.
yeah,
Thank you.
with like
yeah.
a lemon that you guys cut 2 days ago because
Yeah.
you're assholes.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I don't like Pepsi, but I'll drink it if I have to.
I just don't. I guess, bro. Like it's just all the fucking same.
It's not. But it's not, but like I'm not fucking gonna die on that hill. I'm not gonna cause a scene about it. Like some dudes are straight up like you say, oh, all we have is Pepsi, and it's like a visceral reaction where they're like they almost want to like get up out of their
Yeah.
fucking seat and walk
They're
out.
fired
It's
up.
like
They're
it's
fired
like-
up.
Yeah.
Those are fucking real Americans, bro.
Like yeah, I mean whatever.
Like they get fired up and they fucking rip a
Yeah.
Hulkamania T-shirt in
Yeah.
half and like, "Argh!"
What do you mean you don't got Coke? Yeah.
You know that Pepsi
Let me
was
tell
for
you something,
poor
brother.
people. You know that's why they became successful.
What is it?
Yeah, Pepsi's used to sell double the ounceage for the same price. That's how they started competing.
Oh, that's how they got in?
Yeah. And obviously that's why they were in the hood.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, you got to give them a little more credit than that because, I mean, fucking RC Cola probably did the same thing. You don't hear any motherfuckers drinking RC Cola anymore.
Yeah. I wonder, my favorite companies are like the guys that like defected. Like Dodge. Like Dodge used to be like two brothers that like worked high up in Ford.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh, fuck, we're just going to fucking go make our own cars. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I've only ever had one Dodge in my life. It was a fucking piece of shit.
I was going to
So-
say, they defected to make shittier cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to. That is like if I didn't have a wife and
Yeah.
I just got this money for my insurance claim or whatever, like I would be that asshole that just went and bought a Viper that didn't have a garage for it.
Gotcha. All right.
Like I really would. Because you can get like a first generation Viper for like 40 grand.
For a good reason, though, because it's just not there, you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, just if you're going for that style of car, like you can get a much better one, you know? It's like it's the low hanging fruit.
I guess. Don't talk about those Vipers like that.
I'd get a Dodge Dart.
Like an old one?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like a 1972. Actually, yeah, they brought it back, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Tom Brady did a commercial for it.
Oh
Maybe.
shit! Yeah, I
Or
forgot
no,
about
he's
that.
got a commercial for something because it's in that fucking remember that viral Dunkin' Donuts video? It's like Casey Affleck where he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not smoking inside.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like Tom Brady told me that he's like a Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah,
So I believed him.
yeah. Oh, they brought the Dart back. I forgot about that.
But yo, the darts.
Now I'm talking like the darts though, back in like the Ford Gremlin days that like fucking blow up and shit if you hit them in the back of the fucking.
I don't know
the
about
bumper.
that about
Yeah.
a dart. But I do know that there are some classic darts back in the day where people put like 440 Hemi big blocks in them and they were
I watched them fly into the fucking universe.
Yeah, it was like the first 90s Mustang or
Yeah.
or like Honda Civic that was just like a fucking
Souped up.
tiny ass car with a fucking bunch of horsepower. That's not your forte. I know you don't like
no,
cars.
that's not me.
It's bringing back your PTSD.
I like cars. I just like cars for what they do, which is to comfortably get me from point A to point B. Give me a fucking Grand Marquis, man.
I'm getting there, bro.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be the proud new owner of like a 2008 Honda Accord.
Hell yeah. Well, I fucking hate Hondas. Hondas, I feel like, just are pieces of shit. Like, and I feel like people are like Stockholm syndromed into believing that they're good cars. I've never owned a fucking Honda that I didn't have anything but fucking problems with all
Great.
the time.
Can't
Ugh.
wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess this is coming with a stamp of approval from the guy that like helped me out with my car anyway. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right.
And it's like not that much of a like if you look at it like I'm driving a rental around on a pretty sweet deal right now.
Oh yeah.
So like getting out, like basically like I'm buying this car for like 2.5 months worth of driving this rental around.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and
So
what'd you
it's
say it was
like-
an 08?
Yeah.
So,
So it's like,
whatever.
can
if
I
it lasts
buy,
you for fucking 2 years, you got your money's worth. and
even
then
if
some.
even if it lasts me for 2.5 months
Yeah.
until I just figure out like what I want
What
to
else
do,
you're gonna
you
do?
know? Yeah. So I am sad about that. I'll bring it up. I was like real close to pulling the trigger on like going and like really making a run at like the mobile bartending thing. And there was a sweet bus probably like 6 hours away in New York. It had already been gutted, refinished. It was like a bare canvas. It just had the driver's seat left. And, you know, in my opinion, it was like a couple of vendor windows away, some new tires and a starter to being like a pretty cool setup. But it finally moved. The guy dropped the price on it, and it's just too far away for me to like make a run at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It needed the tires swapped out, and you know, it needed a bit of like a mechanical run over. The thing had been sitting, I think it had made one trip in 8 years. And you
Yeah.
know,
So who knows what the fuck was going on, really?
well, I mean, that's good. It hasn't been fucking running or anything. Like in my opinion,
Yeah, but it probably had like mice in it, fucking eating all the fucking cables and shit. So.
I don't know. It ran, started right up. The guy like
Yeah.
FaceTime me and shit, walked me around it. So it's not
I'm
like
trying
it
to
was
make
like
you
an
feel
old
better,
video.
and you're just
Nah.
you're not taking it. Yeah.
Nah, because it was a good opportunity, a good buy, and it's just too bad that you know, I didn't have the schedule to make a run at it because
Yeah, no, it's probably a good thing because most people have all of their dreams come true by working it into their schedule.
yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be a great strategy for you in the long run.
I don't understand what that means.
I'm just saying, like if you want something, man, go fucking get it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I just
Don't be a pussy and fucking say like, oh,
Yeah.
it's 6 hours away.
give it to Brennan on that. Well, yeah, I also had to you know, couldn't be so much of a cowboy about it. I had to run it through the lady and
For the,
everything
for the
too.
special
so, yeah.
lady. Yeah,
The special lady.
the special lady.
Yep.
She's not cool with you just dropping $6,000 on a fucking
No,
mobile
she
bartending business.
she was.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there was just a lot of moving pieces, and the
Yeah.
guy kept like from the time that I found it, he just had been continuously dropping the price,
Yeah,
and I was just like, "Fuck, dude! Like I'm not gonna get my ducks in a row." 'Cause the biggest thing was storage.
yeah.
You know, it's a 30-foot bus.
Oh
So
shit, yeah. So where the fuck are you even gonna keep it?
Well, my sister lives on like a farm property.
Okay,
and
so you're
they,
able to like park it down there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they, you know, but I only really got the word on that a few days ago. And then over the weekend, all the local shops were closed. So I
Right.
couldn't like make contact with anybody to be like, hey, can you put some tires on this thing and order me a starter? And I'm going to be down there in 6 hours and maybe
Yeah.
I'll drive it away in, you know, 2 days from now or whatever. So I don't know. Just, I got my eyes open though. The thing was sweet. It was ready to go.
Time wasn't right.
But yeah, that's it. The time was not right.
I'm empathetic to that though, and especially when it comes to the running it by the wife thing, because my wife is constantly like being the victim of me just doing things because I'm an idiot, and like we have like this 900-pound piano because I'm just like I'm gonna refinish this thing and figure out how to like get it working again, and of course it's just never gonna happen. And I know that in my heart. Now my wife just has this ugly ass piano in her house, where she's just like, "You fucking dickhead." You know, we just had to move it because we're doing the whole fucking addition shit.
Yeah.
So I had to like find 3 dudes who were willing to help me move this fucking 900-pound piano out of one room into another. And yeah,
Who were these men?
I got a couple of my brother-in-laws and then like another one of my buddies.
Oh.
I would have asked you, but it was like I knew you were at the airport. So yeah, it sucked though. You're lucky you didn't. Because let me
don't
tell
know,
you, I
feel
would have
like
worked
you
your fucking back.
You could have like pawned me off on taking it home because I've always wanted a piano in my house. My wife would have been pissed.
Oh, I don't know, man. You give me another like 2 months and you might be able to get it.
Yeah.
It's fucking heavy though, man. Like it's a player piano, so it's like, you know, like old Westy style where like it opens up and it has like the rolls and shit. They're like,
oh yeah.
but I gotta get it working again. But yeah. Yeah, she's constantly telling me what a fucking idiot I am, and I'm constantly being like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't made any idiot moves in a while.
Yeah.
I think the last idiot move I made was buying that truck. But it worked out for a long time. I had that truck for a while.
Yeah, and you got a fucking fat fucking check from it.
Yeah.
So I wish I had fucking idiot moves that paid me $10,000. I have idiot moves that make me figure out how the fuck I'm gonna, you know, chainsaw a fucking piano out of my fucking house.
That's funny. I was gonna bring that up. I have this like I think it's like mahogany wood that's like tucked up in my garage.
Yep.
And I guess the story handed down from my mom is that it was a piano that somebody had painted, and my grandfather and his father, it was
Yeah.
in this house when they bought it, and they fucking chopped it up with like an axe or something.
Yeah.
And they ended up, they took all the good pieces. My grandfather's father was like a furniture maker, so he was like, this is good wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably sawed it into straight edges, and they got rid of the rest or burned the rest or
Right.
whatever. But
Yeah.
it's still tucked up there.
Yeah. Well,
It's like this red color. Like somebody painted it this bright red. So anytime I look in the rafters in my garage, it's
You see
the
it?
first time. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's like this family curse that I've been blessed with that like, bro, that's like a great, I feel like I don't want to, I'll have to tell you off air about it because I don't want to ruin my brother's hustle. But it does relate to a piano.
Okay.
You got to remind me to tell you the story about that.
Is he going to be Elton John?
No,
No.
it doesn't actually have anything to do with him playing the piano.
Gotcha.
It's a hustle that he has.
All right.
Secret hustle.
All right. Well, you'll have to keep me in the loop on that.
Yeah. What's up? How we doing on time?
Oh, we got time. I got I got to fucking leave here at 2:30. I got to get to the fucking night job.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking dressed, ready to do this. I fucking weekend fucking killed me, dude. You don't have to deal with this anymore. Good for you, because you're not in fucking Providence. But it was PVD Fest
Yeah.
Saturday, dude. It was like fucking Armageddon. Like, just balls to the wall the whole fucking night. I don't think I've run that long in a fucking art in a while. And Diane took the fucking weekend off, so I was stuck with I shouldn't say stuck. It was, he's just not as, he doesn't know where everything is as much as Diane does. So when you're working with like a counterpart, like, and it's not his fault. If I worked at a fucking bar like once every 3 weeks, like I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
know
wouldn't be
where
sharp
everything
either.
was either. So, but yeah, it was fucking tough. It was a tough shift. I need fucking anybody who's just reliable. Like the might be a Bill Parcells saying, I can't remember, but the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
I don't got anybody who's fucking available ever.
I don't know who said that, but I say it all the time.
Yeah.
In defense of my boy Matt Murph.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Same
Yeah.
thing. I just need something. Yeah.
I said it to the time. There was like a bit of like a viral video of myself where like my friend is like breaking my balls while I'm making a drink and I fucking throw the drink at her. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've seen that actually.
But
yeah.
it was like it had like comments in like Australia and shit like that. So I was like, yo, I'm getting on the Tonight Show
Yeah.
real soon. But yeah, that used to be his lady.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know what I mean? Yeah, and she was just like one time, and what happened was I think she became like a bar regular of mine after they went like their separate ways. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or she would, at least if she was out drinking and stuff,
She would pop in.
she would check in. Yeah, like we were friendly. I would still consider her a friend to this day. She was actually, I think she was at the Super Bowl, my Super Bowl parties for the Seahawks and the Falcons.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them, but whatever. She's seen me in true maniac form.
Yeah.
Truly. But she fuck, I don't know where I'm going with this between she's like, so she's talking to me about him, and it would be like this thing where, she'd see me years after they split up, and she'd be like, "Oh, you're still fucking talking to him," you know what I mean? I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, like that's my fucking boy.
It's my boy, Matt
It's my boy
Murphy.
Matt Murph." And she goes, "I just don't know what you see in him." And I hit her with that Parcells quote. I go, the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And that was, we just went off to probably that Chicago Bears game where I got kicked out of the stadium. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for my part though, it's like the one mutual person we know, like she is the queen. I love working with her because she's just absolutely knows exactly what needs to get done at any moment in time, which is so refreshing to not have to fucking talk somebody through everything.
Yeah.
However, she's the queen of being like, "Oh, I'm taking this Saturday off because I want to go into the middle of the woods and take fucking ketamine for 36 hours. But I'm gonna want to pick up other shifts. So let me know. Let me know if you want that fucking the Tuesday off or whatever." Okay, I do want that Tuesday off. Well, here's the thing about Tuesday. I actually have night class that night. Okay. Do you want like the Thursday then? Well, here's the thing about Thursday. I already made plans. Okay. Do you want the Monday? It's like, oh yeah, no, I'll definitely take the Monday. And then she'll call me like Monday morning and be like, I stubbed my toe in the bathtub,
You're gonna hate me.
and my dog is choking on a chicken bone. I can't make it into work tonight. And I'm like, I wish, I would have been happier if you just told me from Jump Street, like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
picking up any shifts. Fuck you. That would be
Just work
easier.
6 days a week. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been better than what you've done to me.
Don't
now.
give me any hope
Yeah.
on the horizon.
Holy shit.
Zero hope.
And then my option B is basically like this fucking, drug-addled fucking Looney Tune cartoon character who, like, it's a mixed bag. Some days I work with them and I'm like, yeah, you're not bad. And then other days I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Like, please go take an order from somebody. Like, you need to just rein it in for 10 minutes, dude, please. And like, it's just a disaster. And then the other guy, it's like, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't yell at a kid who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when, like,
Yeah.
why would he know what he's doing? Because he's the only guy I can, like, the one time every month that I absolutely need him, he's there. It's just not necessarily the best shift to work. You know what I mean? I just need somebody who, like, knows what they're doing, is available to work, and, like, isn't just a drug-infused fucking maniac, Why is that so hard?
I don't know.
Why is that so hard?
That's
Does
why
anyone else have this problem? Like,
there's a lot of times where like the airport will be crashing
Yeah.
on food, and people will be like, "What is the problem?" We'll be like, "Listen, you can't have any felonies working here, and you can't be a drug addict working here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's nothing good happening back in that kitchen."
yeah,
You know?
that's true.
So yeah, and I mean, to your thing, like, bro, I feel like we have just like we stayed at the party for too long.
Yeah,
Like everybody, I feel like all the other people that thought like us, that operated like us, that had those like kind of like embedded industry standards. It's like they said, "Fuck this" during quarantine.
yeah. And then just got out.
That's what I think. They left and they never came back. Like we are the OGs. Like where are all the people that are older than us?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like there's not that too many people. Like you have one guy that works there that's older than you, that's
Yeah.
like hanging on for dear life. Like.
yeah,
And so what? Is it just we have stayed at the party for too long, or there was that effect of those people that, you lost 80% of the people that said they were going to do this for the rest of their lives during quarantine. They found other things
shit.
to do.
yeah,
And now the workforce has been supplemented by these people who aren't like ingrained into it, because there was like a log jam at the top for a while.
yeah.
I think that's what I'm trying to get to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like there was these OGs that kind of maintained the good schedules, that their principles kind of dictated how things went at those restaurants. And now they all left, and it's kind of maybe they got replaced by not so much us, but our more lackadaisical counterparts that are like, oh, we're here for fun and
Yeah.
feelings and all this shit. And all the new hires coming in, like they didn't have this kind of like
Structure.
military kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this, kind of trial by fire. You were a dishwasher, then maybe you started being a food runner, then you became, a back alley guy or something.
Yeah.
There's not this like gradual buildup of like attaining all these steps of knowledge for how to do things.
Yeah.
I just.
Well, to me, it's the trial by fire shit. I'd say it all the time. If somebody like worked a shift with me fucking 20 years ago, like they would have cried. Like the shit that managers used to say to you and like do to you,
Oh, yeah.
like was like just straight up inhuman. Now, I'm not saying like a fucking restaurant should be run like a fucking Chilean prison camp, but at the same time, like it also shouldn't be like a place where like you can go and explore your feelings and emotions. It's like it's this entire generation where it's like they're bummed out that they have to be a server or a bartender deep into their 20s,
Yeah.
but yet they're not willing to do anything to like even improve their own situation on a night-to-night basis.
Yeah.
It's like, no wonder you're stuck here, dude. You literally can't do a goddamn thing. Like, of course you're here,
Yeah, like I think I struggle with this because I think that it's probably true and I don't want to admit it, but this like negative self-talk is bad for you. But like
Yeah.
the amount of times that I tell myself that I'm a fucking idiot piece of shit and that I should just kill myself every hour of every day.
Yeah.
Like if I gave myself $1 every time I fucking thought about any of that shit, I couldn't pay myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that makes me an elite level person in this industry, because I try to look at things like yesterday is the worst shift that you ever worked,
Yeah.
because you're going to be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never going to go back down to that. And I know, I have a few people that I worked with in the past or continue to work with that I feel like they just don't possess that gene of this self-editing. You know what I mean? They don't look back at anything like there's anything to improve upon.
Right.
And to me, there's always something to improve upon. Like if you're not trying to be better at your craft all the time, I don't get what, like, you don't play that game in your head. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You don't like, essentially, like, you don't watch tape. Like if you're an athlete, like you don't watch film, like you're not, I don't know, you're not looking at the market trends or whatever the adjacent comparison is.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that there's more people in the industry now full of that, unable to look at themselves in a self-repair light.
Yeah. I just think what it is that it's an entire industry now filled with a bunch of people who just know they're going to leave it eventually. And it's like, newsflash, pal, you're 33 years old. You might not be leaving this fucking industry, and you still kind of suck at this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah, like,
I feel like that was the moment in time where I started to get better at bartending or whatever. I started getting good at it because I just came to a point in my life where I was like, all of your dreams are dead. This is the only avenue you have, so you can either A, not be good at it for the next 25 years and probably hate every second of it, or you can get fucking better at it, and that way it's at least easier to fucking do, and you can stomach doing this for the next 25 years. Like, now you're just stuck with a bunch of people who just assume that eventually somebody's going to come and hand them, like, $3.5 million, and they're just going to be able to retire. And it's like, no, you're going to have to work, and you're going to have to, like... They're the people that get stuck on the fucking desert island with like a fucking rowboat filled with materials, and rather than making a shelter, they just end up like baking to death in the sun in like 72 hours. It's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, just build yourself a lifeboat, man. Like, get the fuck off of this island, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. People just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just something like some people just have it and some people just don't.
I think it's a generational thing.
But
I really do.
How did you get stuck into this industry then? Like, who convinced you to get a job doing this?
Donald Sinclair. Donnie, get in the league.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't understand what was going on. I thought I was like,
he's one of our few listeners. So.
I was like, this is very live feed-esque what's going on right now. I was like, are we on live?
No, Donnie. I moved out here after I dropped out of college, and like I've told this before, but like I had no other recourse. It was either this or retail.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, I was just a drunk mess and just being like, yeah, fucking, I could work at a fucking restaurant. I light up my application, I got a fucking job, and the rest is history. And then once you do get, it's good money. Nobody can deny that. Like, you can make a living doing this. Is it the most glamorous work? Is it worthy of like my intelligence? Maybe not. I can't tell you how many times somebody has told me like, oh, well, what are you doing in here? Like, you seem way too smart to be here or whatever. And it's like, I guess, but I don't have any education to go do anything else, And also, I never had the drive, which is 100% my own fault. Like, but I'm willing to just admit that it was my own fault and then make do with what I have now, Yeah,
but is it really a fault if you have like the self-realization to just be like, well, like, I don't have the drive to get out of the industry either, but it's just like I accept the fact that like I'm just some fucking slave race monkey that has broke containment.
Yeah.
And there is no greater good or greater purpose to be working towards. I feel like I'm not a father. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about the rest of society. I'm not trying to figure out a better way to get water to your door or a healthier way to feed a cow or anything like that. I'm just kind of worried about me and my family, and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I don't have some drive to anything else besides kind of just doing whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah. I just think, though, that the vast majority of the people in the industry feel that they are better than the industry. You know what I mean? Like they're somehow... they've been wronged and are somehow stuck in this job or whatever, where it's just like, I wasn't wrong. I fucked up.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. But I could either A, just be a fucking turd for the rest of my life and just be mediocre at this and make a modicum amount of money, or I can try to get good at it and make as much as I can to stop having to do it. And like, that's just how I think about it. I don't blame anyone else but myself. Everyone else seems to just be like, well, whatever. I guess I don't belong here, so I'm just going to be kind of shitty at this forever. It's like, all right, pal. Especially
in the system that you work in, that shit just infuriates me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's another great aspect about working at the airport is just like
It's every man for himself again.
it's just you.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? There's never any bartender overlap. There's never any two bartenders on at the same time. It's just like, here's your 12 seats in a service bar. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Call me if
Get
you
it
need
done.
a keg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could warm up to that idea.
Yeah, it's nice. And the fact that there's not like this like million question follow up, between I think like that was the thing that was like driving me crazy working at XO is just the amount of follow up questions I would have to ask uneducated drinkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not much.
Yeah, I mean, if you're drinking at an airport fucking bar, like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, there was already an unnecessary, like, you got to ask them if they want a single or a double, you know what I mean? And then if you're really trying to be nice about it and give them what they want, you want to ask them if they want it in a tall or a short glass.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of fucking questions to be asking, but at least it's not like sitting here like, waiting for some stupid fucking college kid to try to figure out
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
and then eventually just giving up and being like, all right, this is how I make it. Fuck you. Now I'm not asking you any questions out of spite.
Yeah.
And then you follow that up with the job that I work at on the weekends, I'll call it. Like half of the table service is like sandwiches, and they're all made to be dressed up. You know what I mean? So people come, they get the steak sandwich, they get a burger, meatloaf sandwich, chicken sandwich. It's like if you're doing your due diligence to try to get a check average up there and giving them like a memorable experience, it's like you got to ask, all right, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. It's like, I've run my trap so much by the end of that shift.
Yeah.
I don't think I could stand working at a going into a craft cocktail joint for much longer.
Right.
Like.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've discussed this before, but like, I don't ask any questions. If you order a drink from me, I'm just going to make it how I make it. And if you don't like it, then, well, just remember that that's how I make it and don't come back. Don't ask me for something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I know the drinks I make are good. Maybe not to you, but I don't care about you.
It's tied to me being like a good soldier with that upbringing that I was just talking about. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to waste the company's money. You don't want to waste your own time. You know what I mean? It's just this thing of being like a good employee that you figure out what it is. And it's like I'd rather ask the questions than waste the product. Essentially, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. And
I feel like back in the day, you used to be rewarded on that because of your education, because of your knowledge in the industry. And nowadays, it's just like, here's a fucking $1 for my $17 drink. And it's like, that is fucking not enough, bro.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Like, so at least, if you get $1 on a drink at the airport, who gives a fuck? I just gave you the most mindless, meaningless robot shit.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here's your Captain and Diet Coke.
Yeah. Like, very rarely are you, like, asked to do any, you make a few Cosmos here and there.
Yeah.
But even, like, dude, like, the Cosmo that's on their cocktail list is, like, uses, like, Rose's lime juice adjacent.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well,
I can't believe, like, and especially, like, you order, like, a Don Julio margarita there. It's like, so I'm supposed to put Don Julio, regular triple sec, shelf-stable sour mix, and Rose's lime juice into this and give it to somebody for $28-something and be like,
here you go. Like a combined total of, like, maybe $2.70 of ingredients.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brutal.
It's like a 1,000% upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck them. That's capitalism.
Yes.
You know what, though? I have no patience, for the people who are like, this costs that much. It's like, yeah, dude, it's capitalism. Like, welcome to the world.
Yeah.
We're here to turn a profit. I don't know what to tell you, I can't tell you how many times that comes up where it's just like, $16 for this? It's like, yeah, dude. Fucking a Pepsi costs $4 fucking bucks. Like, what do you want from me, man?
And at this, it is outrageous, but
I mean, it keeps the lights on. It's not outrageous. Like, it's not like there's fucking, it's not like our ownership group is like, fucking Warren Buffett. Like, they're not like a ridiculously affluent group of people.
Yeah.
They're probably like moderately above, they're lower upper class, I would call them. Like they're not millionaires. Like, what the fuck? They have to make some sort of money on this investment,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at your spot, I get it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit to a lot of infrastructure, a lot of all this other shit to pay
Yeah.
for. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like you said, you break the price. I mean, I think maybe you become more in tune with it once you take on the responsibilities of doing inventory and like costing drinks out and shit like
Yeah.
that. But it's like, you know, you have the, like you said, you just broke that drink down and said, all right, it's no more than this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so you're getting, what's the math on that? What is that, 20 times?
Yeah. But that's
Right.
just it, though. When you were talking earlier about, like, oh, well, I need to get in there or whatever, how much does the license cost to fucking be in that place? I bet you it's a lot of fucking money. So you have to make that money back.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah.
the rent or whatever you
Yeah.
have to do. But I mean, every business has startup costs. You know, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I think the rule of thumb, I feel like you used to have to triple whatever it was that you put into it, right? So like if you're still working on a rule of tripling something, that $3 drink should cost the customer $9.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when we first got into the game, it's like that's what it was. Like cocktails were like $9. Like the specialty cocktail was like $9.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember you used to get, you know, it's almost like they'd give you the 10, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what happened, man. Like I know COVID raised the prices and shit like that, but now, like, you know, a fucking Grey Goose martini that has 4 ounces of Grey Goose in it. Like, what's an ounce of Grey Goose? Like 48 cents or something like that. I think when you break it down,
Yeah. It's
So
like
it's two-
33 ounces and a
so it's
0.75. So,
I want to say it's like 48 ounces. Like
Yeah.
the most expensive shit anywhere is like 48 ounce, or 48 cents an ounce. I mean,
yeah.
so it's like that drink is $2 worth of raw ingredients.
Yeah.
You know, I get that you got energy and lights and ice machine and a chef's salary and all this shit to pay, but it's like the times whatever that ends up being. You know what I mean? Like it's what is that, a times 8
Yeah.
essentially?
But
Like
it's also supply and demand.
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay it, don't come out.
yeah.
Like, it shouldn't come as a shock to anyone sitting at a bar that, like, we are upcharging on
Yeah.
drinks. Like, it's the 21st century, man.
Yeah, well, also
How
you're,
about this?
you're
You know-
essentially using that price point to like alienate the bums.
Yes.
And it's like, so you're using that price point to attract the higher end class of the
Yeah.
city so that they don't have to deal with sitting
Precisely.
at a bar with these idiots.
Exactly.
So
To me, like, if you're asking a question about the prices of something on our menu,
you don't belong here.
then it's working. Like,
Yes.
you're never coming back, and
Yup.
goodbye. You know?
100%.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, like, I don't know what it's from, but there's like a Tom Segura kind of thing where he's like the clerk of like a cell phone store, and some lady's like bitching at him or whatever, and he's like giving it right back to her, and she's like, well, you just lost a customer. And he goes, oh, really? Where do you think I'm going to find another one? Next.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
It's like, that's what I think of every time. It's like, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to pay these kind of prices for the drinks. It's like, then get your ass up, dude, and there'll be somebody
Yeah.
else sitting there in 5 fucking
Yeah,
minutes.
you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
You're costing me money right now,
Exactly.
actually. So can you fucking leave?
Yeah,
Fucking beat it.
pretty much. All right.
On that note, beat
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, beat it.
All right. Another fucking episode in the books.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by before work.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, last time I looked, we only got like 52 subscribers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the rookie numbers. We gotta
Yeah,
get
we
those
gotta
up.
pump those numbers up. So give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe, leave a comment, all the other stuff that they say. Hook it up. Hook your boys up.
Later, guys.
See ya.